Hello, and welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Ranch. Today I'll be giving you Capper Comparison Picks for UFC San Diego 1. Chito Vera versus Dominic Cruz. Now, I think I just interrupted Tapology changing the order around, but we're going to call this Select Fights. Be sure to check out the video I did yesterday where I covered 3 of the prelim fights. And there's 2 more prelims according to Tapology's new order of fights. This guy and this guy. Those 2 fights are still on the prelim card. This happens to be the feature fight right before the co-main event. Don't ask me why, I don't know. On my order though, I'm gonna put it here because I think this should be a prelim fight. But nevertheless, we're gonna get into this. I just want to. My wife took my children to a water park, Enchanted Forest, Water Safari, where the fun never stops, bump, bump. And she said they just got dressed and they're on their way home, so I got 2 hours. So if I get this done fast, I might be able to watch some porn with volume. Just saying, I joke, guys, or do I? I don't know. But anyway, let's get into this. The first fight we have that I'm having here is what is it, strawweight fight? I didn't write. I think it's a strawweight fight between Yasmine Yarguay and Iasmin. Starts with an I. I don't know. Iasmin or Iasmin Lucindo. I'm just gonna call Yarguay Lucindo. I don't even know if I'm saying Yarguay right, but she is Mexican, and the J's sound like Y, or H's. Paraguay, Mexican. We're gonna go Paraguay versus Lucindo. They're both Yasmin, just spelled different. Lucindo's actually spelled with an I and not a Z. It's Iasmin. Iasmin. I don't know. Whatever. Lucindo versus Yarguay. I don't know anything about either one of these fighters except for what I just did on Instagram and Tapology research, but we're going to break this down anyway. I did hear a lot of capper picks regarding this fight, so let's go. Let's see what they have to say. We're going to start with Yasmine Yarguay. I think Yarguay, I think I'm saying that correctly. She opened up as a -240. Money's been coming in on Lucindo, because now she is a -183. Lucindo opened up at +200. That, if you're a bet on Lucindo, I hope you took it at +200, because now it's a +158. Yep. Oh, excuse me. Yasmine Yarguay, the favorite here. Undefeated. Never been beat, never seen a loss yet. Training out of the Entram gym in Tijuana, Mexico. I know on Instagram she is pictured training with Silvana Gomez Juarez. That's pretty good. Juarez not making a big splash in the UFC, but she is still contracted, I do believe. I still think she's on the roster of female fighters in the UFC. Uruguay, 23 years old. But get this, her opponent, Lucindo, is 20. Yeah, with a record of 13-4, starting mad young down in Brazil. It's a Brazilian versus a Mexican. Yasmine Yarguay is coming off wins out of Combate. Her most recent wins out of Combate are both by TKO in round 1. Most recently, Clara Lopez, if you guys know her. And before that was Crisalda Adames, both Combate. Before that, she beat Stephanie Frosto, who also Combate by unanimous decision. I checked out for Stephanie Frosto. She's actually fought in Invicta, Bellator, and she lost in Dana White's Contender Series. I knew I've seen that name before, so but anyway, Uruguay undefeated, and I did watch her Instagram. She's got a little adorable little boy. She's got ripped abs. She's fast, man. She's a fast striker, and she seems to know what she's doing on the ground. I really don't know though, because I don't know much about either one of these girls. Her opponent, Lucindo, Iasmin. I don't know. Yasmin Lucindo, 20 years old. I can't get over that. She's fighting out of Brazil. She fights out of the Academia Fight House. And out of the Academia Fight House, you know who trains out of there? Verna Jandiroba. I'm not sure. I didn't see on Instagram. I didn't see pictures of Verna or anything, but I did know when I was watching one of these cappers, I think it was Die Hard MMA podcast, or Stat Diggers, one of the sharp guys in the chat said, be careful because Lucindo is training with Verna Jandiroba. I don't know if he's just taking that from Tapology because they go to the same facility, or maybe he knows some inside information, but Verna Jandiroba, impressive fighter in the UFC, much more so than Silvana Gomez Juarez, I'll give you that. Thing is, the 20-year-old Lucindo is coming in on short notice for Estela Nunes. I don't know what happened there. I don't know why Estela Nunes dropped out, but Lucindo jumped in. And man, the girl is so young looking. Well, let's go over her last few anyway. Most recently, she beat somebody named Lucrenza Ria. And listen to this. It was in Cage Fight Series. That was in Austria. Weird. She went across the world to fight this girl. Austria. Yeah, interesting. And she beat her by unanimous decision. But before that, all the rest of her fights were in Brazil. She beat Charlene Almeida. TKO round 1. All right. That was in NFC, Brazil. She beat Bariuska Canelone. TKO round 2. That was in Samurai Fight House, also a Brazilian regional scene. So this girl seems like she can bang too. She's knocking girls out. Combate versus Brazilian regional scenes and that weird one-off in Austria. Her last fight that she lost, because she is 13-4, she does have 4 losses. The last one she lost happened in 2019 in a Brazilian regional called Alagoas Regional. She was 17 years old, guys. She lost, and she was 17 years old as a professional fighter in the Brazilian regional. She lost to someone named Barbara Ascioli, but still, 17. Man, that's young. That's young to be getting in the cage. But hey, more power. And that was her most recent loss. She's got like 8 fights before that. I think the girl started fighting at like 14, 15. And if you look at her Instagram, she still looks like just a child. She looks like just a hop, skip, and a bump above Nora's age, and Nora's 8. And so for real, I'm like, holy smokes, holy shnikes, this girl's young. But both these girls young. Unbelievable. I don't even know what to do here, but that's why I'm gonna go with the cappers, I suppose. Let's see what the cappers have to say. But be aware, Lucindo. The line did move, so it's not only the handicappers, it's the bettors are also throwing money on Lucindo. Maybe they also heard that she's training with Jandiroba. I don't know, but somebody is seeing something because that line dropped significantly. Like I said, opened up at minus 200. Now she's a plus 200. Now she's a plus 158. Uruguay, she opened up at a minus 240. Now a minus 183. That's a big jump in the wrong direction if you're on Uruguay. Or no, that's a jump in the right direction if you're taking Uruguay. You're going to pay out, so you don't have to risk as much. Here, you should have took Lucindo when she was plus 200 if you're going that side. Anyway, let's get into what the cappers have to say between these two fighters. Taking Uruguay, we've got MMA Pick'ems Podcast. That's my boy Ray. And of course, he's saying by decision. Speaking of the total, the bookies have it at 2.5 rounds. Over that, minus 200. Interesting. Under 2.5 is plus 160. Both these females have knockout wins in their last 5 on their record. So I don't know. I don't know the durability. I don't know their ground skills. I really don't know much about these two. That's why I don't think it should be on the main card, especially the feature fight before the co-main. It should be on the prelims like curtain jerker opener. Maybe it still will after Tapology smartens up and switches the order for the 4th time. Who knows? Then we got Artem MMA Analysis, also taking your Uruguay by decision. He doesn't know either. A lot of these guys, they don't know. There's not much info on. Even if you want to go back and watch fights, it's real crappy, like gritty, low definition, poor quality fights. I saw some still frames from fights, like, you know, but I didn't see some actual footage, except for I saw these girls banging on Instagram, banging pads and punching air. But I mean, in an actual fight, I don't know if they faint well. I don't know if they're durable. I don't know if their cardio fades. I don't know. Man, I don't like this fight at all. MMA Guru, he's taking Uruguay because she is undefeated. Might as well go with the hasn't seen a loss yet. That makes sense to me. James Lynch, fantastic interviewer, also on Uruguay. And finally, we've got Leighton from UFC. Gambling addicts, closing it out on Yasmine Yarguay. Yarguay, I don't know. Making this a full capper consensus. If you guys don't know, now you know that a full capper consensus is when all the handicappers picking one side, the same side. In this case, they're all taking the favorite in Yasmine Yarguay to beat Iasmin Lucindo by various ways. I too, and plus I just think 20 years old is just a tad bit too young. I think. I mean, 23 is very young too, but then again, this girl, 13-4, she was brought into the game early. I don't know. It says I should go with the underdog when in doubt, but I'm not going to go against the whole full capper consensus. So I'm going to take the favorite here. Better safe than sorry. Maybe we'll see how they look in weigh-ins. Maybe if she still looks like a little girl compared to this one, looks more mature. She just seems more. But this one, I seen her arm raise against 30-year-olds. Yeah, and this is like in 2019 when she was only 17, kicking people's asses. So anyway, I'm gonna take Jouregui by decision to win this. And moving on, next. This is not in order, as I said. Next we have Mowgli, Gabriel Benitez taking on the American Bad Boy. What a not fitting nickname. The American Bad Boy, Charlie Ontiveros. These guys, I do have experience with these guys. I've seen both of these guys in action. And as of recently, they're not looking that great. Benitez is a massive favorite, -365, uncalled for. Ontiveros is coming at +290. The line just moved barely a little bit, meaning money did come in slightly on Charlie Ontiveros. He's opened up +280. Now he's +290. Actually, no, money came in on Benitez, Mowgli. That's how it went, because Gabriel Benitez opened up at -350. Now he's at -365, making Ontiveros a little bit more attractive to the bettors. So money's been coming in that way, and for good reason. Let's talk about the favorite in Mowgli first. Gabriel Benitez, training out of AKA American Kickboxing Association. He's coming off a loss to David Onama, standing TKO round 1. Not a good look. I remember that fight though, and Gabriel Benitez was giving it his all. It's not like he just laid down for the guy, so I don't know. Standing TKO round 1. He lost before that. He lost to Billy Quarantillo. Took care of him TKO round 3. That one at least he showed his cardio can last till round 3. Before that, he had his win. He had a win against Guitar Hero Justin James by a knee to the body in round 1. There you go, Mowgli. That's a good win for you. I lost money there. I put money on Justin James. I don't know. I just like the guy. Before that, he took 2 losses. He lost to Omar Morales unanimous decision. And he lost to Sodiq Youssef, ground and pound round 2. So 1-4 in his last 5. Not a good look from Oakley, Gabriel Benitez. However, let's talk about his opponent here. Charlie, American bad boy. Ontiveros. Coming off a loss to Steve Garcia. Ground and pound round 2. But I will say, I do remember round 1, Charlie Ontiveros, I think he knocked him down. He rocked him, I think, in the first round. And I think round 1, he was winning on the scorecards. Then came in round 2, and he took the L. Ground and pound loss. Before that, he took a short notice, dumb mistake on his part. Took a short notice fight, jumping up a weight class to fight Kevin Holland. You don't do that. You don't take a short notice fight to fight Kevin Holland. Kevin Holland slammed him on his neck. That was his UFC debut for Charlie Ontiveros. Came in, got slammed on his neck, verbally submitted, gave up, quit. Round 1. Says PTSD. His interviews with it. And then even on his Instagram, he's not hiding or nothing. He said, at that moment when my neck was injured, I thought, I have 2 children, I have 2 boys. My little boys are more important than me fighting. I get that. I mean, neck injuries are scary. You might get paralyzed. You might it might become fatal if it's just a broken neck. But turned out it wasn't broken. And he's recovered and he's fighting tomorrow. Or I'm sorry, this weekend, Saturday. Sorry. Before that though, he was knocking people out. Fury FC. He knocked out this guy named Washington Louise. A KO punch in round 1. Before that he beat Derek Ajaday. TKO round 1. And prior to that, Fury FC though, he did lose to Will Morris, punches round 1. So Charlie Ontiveros, the American bad boy, he does have TKO power. He is a black belt in Taekwondo. He trains out of War Training Center. I saw on Instagram, he's training specifically with this guy he calls himself Miles Marley, but his real name is Miles Banks. He is a undefeated amateur though, 3-0 amateur guy. Charlie Ontiveros' wife, Whitney Ontiveros, also fights out of War Training Center. She's 1-5 though as an amateur. I mean, I think I noticed Trevin Giles fights out of the War Training Center, but no photos of Charlie Ontiveros trainer Trevin Giles. The photos of him training show him with that Miles Banks guy exclusively. Like there's like different photos and the little GIFs, little GIFs, little shorts, and it shows he's doing like this weird Taekwondo some weird punch, and he does like flashy spinny stuff. He is like I mentioned, he's a Taekwondo black belt, and he's a Taekwondo instructor for little kids. I noticed that also in his Instagram. Here's the kicker. Over Gabriel Benitez, he will have a 6-inch height and 5-inch reach advantage over Gabriel Benitez. Also, I heard Gabriel Benitez is coming down a weight class. I'm not sure what this fight, what weight class this fight is going at, but I did hear Gabriel Benitez is dropping down a weight class. So Charlie Ontiveros will be the bigger dude here, and I know he's got the reputation of being a quitter because the verbal quit after the neck injury, and I guess there's a couple other fights where he clearly gave up. Like he just wanted. There's I don't remember it, but there's a fight that he was trying to tell the ref that he's done. He quit it, and he was walking away, and the ref never stopped it, and he got knocked out. I don't know who that was against, but yeah, Charlie Ontiveros, it's hard to live down a reputation as a quitter. And even in the chat, they're tearing apart. Once a quitter, always a quitter. But boy, Gabriel Benitez, 1-4 in his last 5, and of those losses, 1, 2, 3 of those 4 losses in his last 5, all by knockout. And this dude's got a massive 6-inch height, 5-inch reach advantage for Charlie, American bad boy, Charlie Ontiveros. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting fight. But let's see what the cappers have to say. Starting with this ridiculous favorite. How are you going to be 1-4 in your last 5 and still be a -365? You know why? Because the reputation of Ontiveros being a quitter. Because of that Kevin Holland fight where he jumped up a weight class and came in on like 2 weeks short notice. No camp, up a weight class, going against Kevin Holland, slammed on his neck. I'd quit too. It's like, you know, he's like, I thought about my boys when I was late. PTSD he had from that, post-traumatic. But I think he's over it because he signed up for another fight. Charlie Ontiveros, if either one of these guys, if they lose this, if Benitez loses this, definitely consider yourself out of the UFC for Mowgli. Ontiveros, he's on his way out anyway. If he happens to some way beat Mowgli, Gabriel Benitez, he will keep his contract alive, might even get another couple fights. So let's see what the cappers have to say in this one. Starting with the favorite, Gabriel Benitez. Taking him, we've got Vlad from UFC Gambling Addicts, and he even said, he goes, if Gabriel Benitez, even he knows if he loses this, he shouldn't even try to stay in the UFC. He should just quit if he loses Charlie Ontiveros. Yeah, Leighton from UFC Gambling Addicts was completely pooping on Charlie Ontiveros, the American bad boy. Interesting, I loved it. Then we've got Lynch. James Lynch is also saying Benitez. He's saying inside the distance, so we're gonna within distance. He said he messed up last week, and he wants to say KO, but then he messed up last week, and what's his name? The heavy favorite, instead of knocking him out, he got a submission. It was a Jamal Hill. One of the heavy favorites last week. He said inside the distance, or no, he said he bet it by KO and ended up being a submission. So this one, he said the safe bet is Benitez within distance or inside the distance. That would be your best bet here if you want to bet this fight. It's the only place you're going to see any value. Then we've got MMA Guru with the beanie. He's saying from the UK. He's saying TKO, round 2. I like it. He's saying the method and the round, making it plus money. If you pick the method and round, it's almost always plus money. Then we've got Ray from Pick'em. Ray from MMA Pick'em's podcast. Also saying a knockout for Benitez, round 1. Round 1. All right. But Artem MMA Analysis is a contrarian picker. He realizes this may be a foolish bet, but I can see his pick though. I understand where he's coming from. Ontiveros does have a huge height and reach advantage, and he has knockout power. He's knocked people out over in Fury FC, and Benitez has been knocked out. I mean, throw that Kevin Holland fight away. Like, don't even count that one. The fight, he did lose to Steve Garcia, but I do recall him winning the first round. He rocked him. He put him down. I think he did knock him down in the first round. He looked very good, and he's going to come in here with a reach, with the height. Oh man, I get you, Artem. Artem MMA Analysis. That might be a sneaky play. At plus money, plus 290. I don't like to take someone that has a reputation of being a quitter. But Benitez, double-digit losses. 1-4, and the person he beat, Justin James, Guitar Hero Justin James. I mean, he's not. I think I might have to go with the American Bad Boy. I think because of this plus money. I hear you, Artem. I might be a fool too. I am a fool. I am. Whatever. It's just money. Tapology. I already picked Benitez, but Tapology's still open. I can change my bet. I think I might. Artem, I think you talked me into. I think that Ontiveros does have. Man, I do like that he's teaching Taekwondo to kids. I like that. I hate his haircut. I hate the sideshow bob hair, but it's adorable. His two little boys have the same haircut he does. The puffy blondish kind of like afro hair. I mean, I don't know. I get Ontiveros. I get the whole post-traumatic stress. You hurt your neck and you have two kids, and that's the first thing flashing in your head when you're laying on the mat while Kevin Holland's just talking smack to you. I don't know. I'm gonna go out on a limb here. I'm gonna take Ontiveros. I'm not gonna put a lot of money in it, but I will put him in this parlay as a man of my word, and I will throw a side sprinkle scratch off bet on Ontiveros at plus 290. So $10 to get you 29, meaning, you know, yeah, that's not bad. That's a good count. Plus 290, Ontiveros with their height, the reach, the better last 5 record. But Benitez does have a stronger resume, stronger opponents, but it doesn't matter if they're stronger. They're lost to him. He lost to Omar Morales. He lost to Sodiq Yusuff. He lost to Billy Quarantino, and he lost to David Onama. David Onama doesn't. Also later on this card, I'll talk about him, but it was like standing TKO too, round 1. Charlie Ontiveros, he might have those stupid. This is the punches he was doing in the training thing with Miles Banks, with Miles Marley. I'm like, what is he doing? He's like winding and punching under the guard into the body with these punches and jab, but he does have that huge 5-inch reach advantage. So I don't know what his deal is with that. It's kind of crazy, but hey, it's a fight. Who knows what can happen? And plus Benitez at minus 365. I don't want to put my money on that. It's going to drop the parlay down. So I'm going to go out on a limb and take Ontiveros, get it done. You know what? I think he's going to finish him too. But like I said, Ontiveros, before he came to the UFC, he's got a round 1 finish over Washington Luis and a round 1 TKO over against Derek Ajade. I mean, he does have knockout power. Benitez does get knocked out. So I'm going to say by TKO, that's going to be my pick on Tapology. I know, call me crazy, whatever. I really don't care what you think about my pick. I never ask anybody to tell me. It's your own money. I'm just giving you the cappers picks. Tell these guys. They seem to know what they're talking about. Or you can take a flyer, swing that bat, and see if you can hit that ball. Maybe it'll be a grand slam plus 290 payout for you. Just saying. Moving on. Next, finally, we have the heavyweight fight between the Polish fighter and Lukasz Brzeski. Lukasz Brzeski taking on the Slovakian, is it right? Yeah, Slovakian fighter Martin Buday. Boude, not bidet like the bathroom furniture, not a bidet. Boude, Martin Boude, okay? Okay, so Lukasz Breske is the underdog. He's got a record of 8-1-1. He comes in a lot lighter, guys. This is a heavyweight fight. Boude cuts down to make weight. I think he walks around probably 270 because it says last weigh-in he was at 264. That's very close to being past the limit. Breske came in his last weigh-in 235 or something ridiculous like that. So you got to think Boude is going to have the bigger, like the more weight, girth. He's going to have girth. Breske does have a slight 1.5 inch reach advantage. These guys are the same height, but you gotta also consider Breske might have a better cardio because he's not carrying around so much fat, but it might, you know, less muscle weighs more than fat as well. But you just seeing the pictures with the shirts off, Buday does kind of have that bag of milk look to him. I'm not, you know, where Breske seems to be more physically like fit, like lower body fat percentage. That's all I'm saying. Okay, let's talk about Martin Buday. He fights out of Spartacus Fight Gym with also on Instagram. That's what Tapology says. But on Instagram, I was checking him out, and he's got a couple gyms he rocks at. He's training out of Octagon Fighting Academy and Ground Systems Gym, both in the Slovak Republic. He's training with his main training partner, from what I see on Instagram, is a guy named Tomas Mozny, who is a Glory Kickboxing and K1 Kickboxing champion. So that's pretty good. The guy's a heavyweight too, this Glory Kickboxing K1 guy. He is definitely a heavyweight, Thomas Mozny. And pictures of, it was funny, Buday, in his Instagram pictures, he's got like a rash guard shirt, you know, like one of the Wicks Away rash guards, and it's a Mr. Highlight Ludovic Klein. Love it. I love sporting your national fighters, because Ludovic Klein also out of the Slovak Republic. Martin Buday is coming off his UFC debut win against high-flying Chris Barnett, Huggy Bear, now renamed the Beast Boy. Chris Barnett is like the 5'7" heavyweight that does spinning roundhouses, and he does this crazy Taekwondo stuff. Taekwondo is it's fun to watch. It's like real flashy. The kicks, the spinny kicks, that's what Ontiveros, Taekwondo black belt. I like that shit. I like that Taekwondo. This is my son is a Taekwondo brown belt, but I mean, I think I don't necessarily think he earned that. I suppose he knows all his forms and stuff, but yeah, I don't know. I had to talk with his instructor, and I was like, "Do you really?" He's like, "Well, I want him to stay involved. I want him to stay active." I said, "So what? You should keep him down to the lower levels until he earns that shit." But anyway, whatever. We're talking about Martin Buday. Before that, before the UFC debut win over Chris Barnett by unanimous decision too. He could not put away Chris Barnett. He beat Lorenzo Hood in the Dana White Contender Series with a knee to the head in round 1. And Martin Buday is a big boy. If you catch a knee to the head from Martin Buday, I don't care who you are, you're falling down. Before that, he was destroying people over in Octagon. Octagon is a Slovakian regional scene. He does have his one loss is against El Guapo, Juan Espino. Juan Espino is no joke. Juan Espino should have won against Alexander Romanov. He lost by split decision because Romanov said he got punched in the nuts, and I think it was past the halfway point of the second round. So he got a groin punch, nut punch. So it went to the judges' scorecards on 1.5 rounds, and split decision win for Alexander Romanov, who you guys know is a freaking beast, King Kong, right? King Kong Alexander Romanov, undefeated still, I do believe. Yeah, undefeated heavyweight in the UFC. Juan Espino should have, they should have a rematch. Run that shit back. El Guapo, Juan Espino almost beat Alexander Romanov, and that's Buday's only loss is to Juan Espino. So not a bad look there for Martin Buday. His opponent, Lukasz Brzeski, the Bull. This guy, he's coming out of the Contender Series where he had a rear naked choke win in round 3 against Dylan Potter, but it was overturned, turned to a no contest because Breske likes to eat steroids. He likes performance-enhancing drugs, specifically clomiphene. I guess from what I heard in in chats for one of the Stat Diggers or Clint or Die Hard, one of those in the chat. There was like a guy that knows his steroids, and he said clomiphene is something you take to get off the harder steroids, kind of like to wean you down so you don't, once you cold turkey quit steroids, your body starts going into like a weak phase. But clomiphene, from my understanding, what I didn't read about it, but what I picked up in the chat, clomiphene keeps your energy and strength up so you can train for fights. But anyway, USADA, they don't like that, like it in your pee, and that's why he lost. Before that, Lukasz Breske, well, he didn't lose, it was turned to a no contest, his rear naked choke win. He also got suspended for 9 months. There you go, now you can get that shit out of your system, 9 months. Okay, before that, he was in a Polish regional scene called Babylon MMA, where he was destroying all sorts of people in there, but I think Babylon MMA probably doesn't have very strict steroid rules. Like performance enhancing drugs, I think they hand them out. I don't know, I'm talking out my ass, but for real, I don't think their guidelines on testing are as strict as the UFC over in Babylon MMA in Poland. The one loss he has was against a guy named Grzegorz Cyplinski. But here's the thing, it happened in 24 seconds of round 1. Got caught, Brzeski did. And this guy now, I checked him out, he's 8-8. This loss happened though, it did, in his defense, it happened in 2017. So, and that was over in Wisecor Walk, or Westzor Walk. That's like, that's the regional scene in Poland that he lost in, back in 2017. He's training out of, well, it's kind of mixed, but I figured it out, my sleuthing on Instagram. He trains out of a place called Next Generation Performance, and he's real close to the strength and conditioning coach named Karol Kruschek. It's Carol with a K, but it's a dude. It's not like a woman named Carol. It's a Karol Kruschek. That is in Krakow, Poland. He also now stateside. He's training over at the Pitbull team down in Southern California. You gotta respect that, training over with Pitbull and the Pitbull team in Southern Cal. So this is gonna be an interesting fight. Both these guys 30 years old. Boude will have the weight advantage. He'll come in there at least 20 pounds heavier, maybe 30 pounds heavier. Don't know. Breske, hopefully he'll come in eating the correct steroids. You know that Josh Quinlan, the only reason that was rebooked is because he tested something in his urine last week in Nevada that is not accepted in Nevada, but it's okay in California. So they're like, let's just rebook it for San Diego. I'm just saying, Jason Witt, sayonara, my friend. Good knowing you. But if you're going against a guy that is allowed to eat the certain sauce, special sauce in California, that's why the whole thing got rebooked. The USADA in Nevada, they don't allow whatever they found in his urine in the state of Nevada. The commission says no, can't fight here with that. California's like, bring it on. You can come over here. You can eat that shit for breakfast, mix it in with your Wheaties, have that stuff. We don't give a shit. Come on, we love it. Bring it. Just throwing that in there. So Breske, maybe he get the same leeway. Maybe he'll be able to ingest some of that clomiphene. I don't know, but he's gonna need it against Martin Boude. But the odds, once again, ridiculous. Sean Shelby's got to match these guys up better. Like, you shouldn't in UFC, you shouldn't have minus 300 odds. I say minus 365. You shouldn't have that shit. This is understandable, but these two girls are the Yasmins. I don't know who. Oh man, sickening. I tell you, my friend, sickening. Okay, so taking the favorite, the 3-1 favorite, minus 300 favorite, and Martine Buday. We've got the Guru with the Nick Cap. He's saying TKO round 3 for Buday. Then we've got Artem. He thinks Buday will get a decision. It's hard to knock out people on steroids. MMA Pick'em's podcast also agrees that it will go the distance to decision, which is interesting because the line has the over-under set at 1.5. Over 1.5 is minus 175. I'm sure you can probably find on certain books over 2.5, which may be creeping up toward plus money. So if you think it's going to go to decision, that might come up. That might be plus money. Right now 1.5, minus 175 over that. Under 1.5 rounds, plus 145. I don't know. There's a lot of question marks around this guy, Breske. Okay, then we've got James Lynch, also taking Martin Buday, and late in from UFC Gambling Addicts, closing it all out, making this another full capper consensus. And here's a couple good luck pearls for those taking the underdog, going against the consensus. You're going to need the luck and the steroids if you want to beat this guy that's 30 pounds heavier than Breske. I don't care how ripped you are. And the other guy might have that bag of milk look to him, but Buday is real deal. I'm also going Buday. I'm pretty confident with it as well. Even if Breske does get the performance-enhancing drugs that are allowed in the state of California, good on you, but you're going to need all the help you can get. I think Buday is a better striker. I think he's going to catch him with maybe a knee to the head. And if he's a big old boy, anything, he catches him with anything hard, I think he's going to get him and take him out. I got him to get it done by TKO. I don't know what round. We're gonna say round 2. Might be round 1, maybe. But the safe bet, round 2. So there you have it. To recap, time check. Oh, I am way over. Man, see what happens when I go out to the tavern for lunch and I shouldn't do that during the middle of the week. What am I doing, Ranch? What you doing? Anyway, to recap, I've got Yasmine Yarguay beating Iasmin Lucindo by decision in this coin flip female. Never heard of neither one of these girl fight. Then I have the upset with Charlie American Quitter, American Bad Boy, Charlie Ontiveros. Hopefully he doesn't quit. Hopefully he doesn't give up. I got him taking care of Mowgli, Gabriel Benitez, because the height, the reach, the knockout power, the taekwondo, this move, that move. Go check his Instagram. I shit you not. This is a move that is on one of his Instagram feeds. That's the move. Like a double wind punch to the gut of Miles Banks. Big old amateur, undefeated amateur guy that he trains with. Mowgli has a lot of pictures of him posing and looking handsome for Gabriel Benitez, but for those reasons, and plus money for that, I'm gonna take with Artem. I was like, man, if somebody takes Ontiveros, and I listen to Artem, and I'm with you, buddy. I'm with you, Artem. Shout out to Artem MMA Analysis, being the only contrarian on this entire show, taking the underdog. I'm with you, bud. Let's go, American bad boy Charlie Ontiveros. Do it for your kids. And then finally, I got Martin Boude, the true heavyweight. Lukasz Brzeski should take some thermogenic PEDs and drop down 205. I think he'd do much better there. If Boude connects with an overhand right or a big knee or something crazy. And Martin Boude, I did mention, is training with the Glory Kickboxing K1 kickboxer Thomas Mosney. The dude is real deal. If he's training with him, he's learned how to. His striking is gonna be on point. Lukasz Breski, weird. It's like he doesn't. I don't know where his strengths are. It shows some training pictures. He's in this one gym in Poland where it's just like everybody's name ends in ski, and they got the consonants close together. I can't pronounce anybody on the fucking team. I'm sorry. Just check out his Instagram. I urge, man, if you guys want the up to date, the fighters actually make the post. If you want to see where they're training and stuff, just check out their Instagram. If there's a post from 2 weeks ago in a camp with other fighters, like this girl training with, she had a post that she was training with Savannah Gomez Juarez. You know, that's true. You're not going to fake a picture training with the girl if she's in the picture all sweaty training. Lucindo training with Virgin Roba, that's a rumor. I don't know. I can't verify that. She didn't post it in her Instagram. I'm just saying Instagram is a wealth of knowledge if you spend enough time looking deep into it. So anyway, I'm going to take Martin Boude to get it, Boude, whatever, to get it done by TKO round 2 against Lukasz Brzeski.